dramatic.
Yeah.
Dramatic.
Something different that we don't normally do. So,
Yeah. It's dramatic.
yeah.
We very well risked life and limb coming out to Boston because, anything could have happened.
Of course we did.
But we're reporters.
Well, it's part of the job, as I said just now. We're reporters, we're entertainers. As a professional reporter, sometimes we gotta take a little bit of a risk coming out to a place like Boston tonight to do what we've done.
That skyline right now could seething with scum and villainy. We don't know what kind of evil's going down, but we're facing it head on. We're not avoiding it.
No, we're not avoiding it at all, Lawrence. We're just we're two individuals, we're two reporters doing our jobs.
We could have ran, we could have stayed at home, but we're out here. It's 11:30 and we're wet, tired, and hungry. What are we doing? It's 12:15 and we're out on a limb.
Yeah, we're out on a limb, but we got the job done, and that's what's important.
Because that's what we do.
There's no other way to do it, but the right way. Well, we've done it the right way. We're tired, we're hungry, but right now we're going to get something to eat, because we've earned our pay, and, now I think we've earned a nice hot meal, and I feel pretty good on what we've done tonight.
You cheat and stuff like this, and it only comes back to haunt you.
Oh, yeah, it's only going to come back to haunt you. If you just, constantly feel threatened all the time, you're not going to be just some scaredy cat walking down the street, you're not going to be able to get anything done.
Democrats or Republicans, vegetarian or meatarian, elevators.
Oh, yeah, the elevator goes up and down, like a yo-yo, like this whole thing, it's going to go up and down like a yo-yo, different opinions, but think positive. For us, it's always going to go up, because things are only going to get better for us, because we're going to make it better somehow, one way or another.
Rich or poor, weak or strong, biblically versed or not schooled, pastries.
Yeah, and we make the pastries nice and sweet, because we're always looking on the positive side of everything. If you let the negative side get on of everything, then that pastry is going to be one bitter piece of thing with no flavor to it.
Like a big cannoli, I suck the energy out of life. And sometimes I leave people famished because I make them think.
Oh, we left them thinking tonight, Lawrence. Because on the very start of this interview, there were two individuals out there after I got some coffee in, and they were eager. They're willing, and those are the kind of people I'd like to meet.
They dwell right now in the safety of that Fleet Center. We're out here, the man in the street, suffering. Who knows what slings and arrows? Oh, my.
Yep, well, there you go. There's another individual right now just taking a...
No, she was just beautiful.
Oh, that too. Very pretty girls.
No, I mean she was drop dead beautiful. Like, I think I just saw Athena.
There you go. Taking a bike ride tonight. So there's one positive side to this whole thing. Another one's like, hey, she's probably thinking the same thing. Well, so there's a Democratic convention going on. I still got to do what I have to do.
We could be safe within the confines. We could have chose to go in there, right? We could have chose to get press passes and then gone in and, hobnobbed with the big wigs and such. But here we are out here. I mean, we're at the epicenter of randomness. If anything goes down, we're getting the brunt of it. Do we run? No.
No. If we don't run, we get the news. We're not running from this. We're running to the news. We're running to find out what's going on here.
Dare I have the audacity to say, Quincy, and this is really going out on a limb, but we are the news.
Yes, we are the news, and we went out on a limb tonight, of the biggest happening of them all, the Democratic convention.
When it comes right down to it, we're the fabric and glue of society. See, we're on the opposite ends of the screen. They're watching us, waiting to be fed the information. We're out gathering the information, twisting it, disseminating it in any way we see fit, putting in our opinion, and then delivering it to the masses. They don't see the whole of it. We see everything.
We see the whole 4 sides of it. They see maybe 1/2 sides or 2/3 of it. But we see the whole side, and we deliver nothing but the pure, honest truth of what's going on over here. convention out here, that's going through mixed emotions, minds. Some people think it's good, some people think it's bad, some people think it's indifferent. But I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, this convention, if you ask me, is a little bit about the 911 that happened here. That was only a couple of years ago. And now look at what it's doing tonight. It's got a convention going on. Okay, and this convention is causing trouble at the train stations. Look at not only at the train stations, but it's causing trouble where to park. We can't even park our cars and motorcycles on the streets just to do what we need to do. Go pick up our errands, kids, whatever. The streets are blocked off, train stations are blocked off. It's going to really cause a lot of corruption for the next couple of days.
Yeah, for the week.
Yeah, for the whole week. That's a couple of days too many. 1 week, it makes going to work very difficult for the people. Going to and from work, picking up their kids, just anything, just functioning in general.
Yeah, those opinions were quite diverse, Quincy.
Yes, very diverse.
We got a whole wide spectrum of people this evening.
Yes, we did. Some people were just shooken up for it. Some people like, wow, man. No, this is.
It's a lot of hullabaloo. I think people need something big to happen in their lives sometimes. I think they need a little bit of something to shake it up. Otherwise, it's too boring.
Don't you think that things were shaken up enough? A few months ago. Isn't that enough? No. They don't think it's enough. They want more. Like.
So it's gonna be sensational.
Well, what's sensational?
We can't just live.
Well, what's sensational about a Democratic convention that's only scaring people, threatening people?
I think for some it's the possibility of what could happen.
Yeah, what could happen? Well, I think I just told you what could happen. It's corrupting. It's bringing back the terrorist from that incident that's happened that we lost a lot of lives on. That people out there fighting for us right now as we speak. That goes out fighting countless hours, day and night, who don't get any sleep, who don't get to see their families. So the Army and the Navy and the Air Force are their own families who have to bond their own families because they don't get to see their loved ones because they're out there fighting because of this Democratic convention and the wars.
Here we stand on an empty Boston street on July 28th, 12:30 a.m. After a day of compiling interviews from people in Wellesley, people in Cambridge, and here we stand on a deserted, well, almost semi-deserted, there's no pedestrian traffic, a deserted Memorial Drive, ruminating, reminiscing, I think that's the better word, over the events of the day.
It's about what it is now. We're just reminiscing, taking a walk down memory lane of what happened during the day. And today, I saw what we saw in the clip of the other night. People pushing, shoving, what was going to be going on here. And just a lot of crazies out there,
Yeah.
This thing is going to be over in a week, and things are going to get back to normal quickly.
Behind us, all those lights. That's actually the area where the Fleet Center is, and as you can see right now, it's a mass, a glow of. It's almost an otherworldly look. It's the only real spot in the city that's illuminated the most, and over it hangs massive, ominous clouds. Is that a prophecy or what?
Yeah, it is. It is a prophecy.
A prophecy of what? I don't know.
I don't have a clue either, Lawrence.
I think it just means we're going to get rain tomorrow.
Yeah, but there is one thing. Rain or anything, we have our protection. And I'd like to commend our police officers, our paramedics, and our fire department on this particular, crazy week of the Democratic convention.
We're not stuntmen. We're the real deal. This isn't digitally enhanced. We're not standing in front of a blue screen. We're really out in Boston right now, opening ourselves up to danger.
Yes, we're very exposed here to danger of the big Democratic convention week here. And we're just lucky to have our 911, let alone the budget cuts, as we learned earlier. They want to cut out the budgets from what I learned, which we can bring up in another episode later on. They want to cut out, the taxes and everything. What I've heard is voting out. They want to put the budget in our schools instead of putting the money back where it needs, in our police department, our fire department, and our paramedics. Well, look at what the job they've done for us today. They were out there risking their lives for us, to our exposures tonight, and I want to salute all of them for being out there for us. And anyone who dares to turn in the false alarm of all times now, they are going to find out who turned in the false alarm, and they are going to pay the consequences.
So no one making any crank phony phone calls about any terrorism or anything like that, because you'll be needless. Not only will you be causing a panic and committing a federal offense, but you'll also be tying up resources that could be used elsewhere, people who really need them. So none of that nonsense. Get a hobby, go to the gym, or go sit in the toilet and read a magazine. But don't do that.
Yes, because
call up and make phony phone calls about terrorism. Don't do that. Don't do it.
I repeat, ladies and gentlemen,
it's not worth it.
They are going to find out who made the prank call, because they have newer methods out today on the police department, the fire department, and the paramedics. They do have their methods. From what I've studied and picked up on, they know exactly where the call was made, who made the call, what time the call was made, and how it was made. Which box it was made from, which firebox, which police, and anyone who thinks they're being funny, well, they're taking them very well. Could be very well taking them away from a real emergency that someone needs to be responding on, and they're out there responding to your false alarm phone call, and you are going to pay the consequences dearly. Both, you're going to be spending time in jail, and if they're lucky, then So this concludes our coverage of the Democratic Convention.
For what coverage we could get.
So this is Quincy Brisco and Lawrence Hollie.
Hey, he got my last name this time. That's the first time you've ever said my last name, Quincy. Now that is cause for celebration.
Yep, celebration. And I think we deserve to go out and get something good now.
I just want a girlfriend.
You'll have the right love, Lawrence. As we talked about earlier, we'll talk about it again.
I want a nice, full-bodied, brown-haired, long-haired Austrian girl.
You'll have it.
Woman.
It takes time.
With an accent and like she's kind of like kind of like exercises, does a little weight training, but maybe does a little calisthenics, yoga-ish stuff, but not yoga.
True love takes time. True love is like, I think, the final most important.
Or a beautiful full-bodied Korean chick.
I think true love is probably the most important.
I should say, I'm sorry, I got to be politically correct, but it's a full-bodied Korean woman.
Doesn't matter what kind it is. It will be supplied with you, but true love takes time. It's the one thing that cannot be rushed. Because the problem with love in some cases, teenagers intend to rush it, have kids, and as we spoke about once before, who becomes the victim? The kid.
Or a strapping, sinuously, strong-legged African-American woman.
Doesn't matter what kind it is, you'll have exactly what you need. And only the right kind, 100%, if you just give it a chance.
House. House. House.
A Venusian, green-skinned with 3 arms and a nice set of calves.
You'll have that too and then some. It just takes time. It happens when you least expect it, Lawrence. Maybe it gets lonely at times, but it's worth the wait when the right one comes
The
along.
loveliest, no-legged Martian woman with tentacles protruding from her mouth, long, sinuous, that is sensual and can touch my hand and caress my hand, and big, luminous, dark eyes with saliva dripping from a lipless beak.
You'll have that, Lawrence. You'll have it all. It's like I told you. You have to give it a chance. You know, true love takes time. The chemistry will be 100% right because you'll feel it in your system and you'll realize it in your personality. Conversation will carry on. There'll be no bickering. There'll be no nothing except true support on both sides. 50-50 equal
It works both
partnership.
ways. You got it, brother.
50-50 partner equalship on everything, through thick and thin, from the kind of work we do to the kind of hours we put into our
She's
work.
got to understand that. She has to understand that.
We
You know, it doesn't work one way.
no, it's a two-way street because we're entertainers, reporters, so the kind of love that we would be supplied with will go through the kind of hours that we do.
This has everything to do with politics, love, because it's a liberation of the heart. It's freedom to love, to choose who we want, but to be appreciated in return. That's freedom to express love and get it in return. Has everything to do with politics.
Politics and the lighter side.
Politics of love. Sounds like a 50s song.
Sounds a little bit more like the Book of Love, the Politics of Love, and combination. You know, it's one of those things.
Messiness of love. The
Well-
uncleanable, unsightly stains of love.
Well, that's just it's called the field plane processing, Lawrence. I think we all go through that, but it's worth the wait when you get the right one. You know, you have to. It's one of those things you have to let your savior help you with.
Funk of love.
Yeah, the funk of love. You know, because that way, you know it's 100% right when it's done right. You know, and you'll, like I said, you'll know it when it happens. You know,
The liquidy gastral excretions of love.
the chemistry will collide and spark 100%. You'll just, like I said, you'll feel it in your system.
Erupting from the lowest parts of my intestines and blasting out like the worst, most Ragnarok-inducing air fart ever is what love is. The kind that will bring on the end of the world. That's the kind of love I want to feel rumbling through me, but feeling it mutual from some woman, which seems to elude me at this moment. But I'm not going to go into that. It's too late of an hour, and I want to go eat something.
Ambulances are standing by for any kind of emergencies. Anytime, anywhere. Our paramedics are standing by. The fire department's standing by. The police department is out there controlling the crowds. The army's out there controlling the crowds, doing their part in this marathon, 26 miles. Remind you again, ladies and gentlemen, this is only the halfway mark. We still got halfway more to go home. Sunday! Watch this.
Baby on. Go.
Okay, now, all the firemen, from what I gather, is going back in the building. You may notice that 3 firemen are guarding the back of the fire hose. Is the front of the hose. 1 fireman holds. That way they can direct the hose. Because this isn't just a guarding hose that one person can control. That hose will fly every which way, every which direction. From all the power, the pressure of the water flowing through that hose. Check your smoke alarms daily.
Quincy, towards the camera when you talk.
Check your smoke alarms daily. Again, if there's any signs of wear and tear in your smoke alarm, go out to your local supply store. Buy a new smoke alarm. Buy only the best. Buy detectors to check any signs of gas that may be leaking from your house. They have the detectors that can tell if you're leaking gas, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, natural gas can be very dangerous and very deadly as well, depending on what type of a house it is. And if you have natural gas, it is good to check your equipment to make sure that your gas system is working 100%.
Make sure you stand here and talk. Don't walk that way because I can't take that one. Okay?
Sure. All right.
Stand right there when you talk. You know we're gonna get this way. So stand right there. You're good right there. You're good right there. And just stand there and do your narrating from right there. Don't move. Don't move. Unless it gets dangerous.
The firemen check their helmets, making sure that those helmets are 100% safe to wear in an actual burning building. Those helmets they wear all day long, they have to be checked and double checked again to make sure that the helmets are safe. Right now they're checking their oxygen tanks. They're supplied with mini oxygen tanks on these fire trucks. Okay? Well, Mike, what do you think? There's an enormous crowd of runners out there. Right? Well, Mike, what do you think of this enormous crowd out there?
It's amazing.
Oh, start again.
All right, so what are you doing?
He's gonna talk louder.
One more time. Well, Mike, what do you think of this enormous crowd out there?
It's amazing. Ton of people out there.
It is. It's a very huge crowd of runners. You know, but this is only the halfway point. I just reminded the audience earlier.
Yeah, I know. I don't envy them. I had to go another halfway.
I envy them. Yeah, you're right. I envy each and every one of these runners. That's a long haul, 26 miles. As we just look again at all those runners, we just keep pouring in now. Just keep going and going. Like the Duracell battery, just keeps going and going and going. As we report this interview on Central and Cross Street, this big marathon, they're all pouring in. We're all for a very worthy cause. Back to you, Mike.
Right now, we looks like a mixed crowd of people. All ages.
I was gonna say now, right now I think in this particular part of the crowd, it's a mixture of younger women, older women, boys and girls.
Yeah, it's like they're just, trying to get there to the end.
That's about what they're doing now when they get halfway. They're just trying to make it home. Just putting along now. To the halfway point, back home, just trying to get to the home stretch of this thing. All right, we're gonna take you now back to Lawrence, our cameraman, and we'll have another interview in a couple of minutes. Thank you. Well, Mike, looks like everyone's having a real good time here at the fair.
I know, I can see. It's great.
As you can see, we're here on the spot location here of Quincy's Perspectives here at the fair here. Everyone's having a real good time over here today. All the kids here participated in the fun run. Everyone's finishing up their races now, getting ready to move on to the main event of the day. Everyone's a winner here at the fair. As long as they participate, run, and finish, it does not matter how long it takes to run, because no one ever said it was going to be easy to run. It It takes very high energy to run one of these things. And as you can see, everyone's been training, getting revved up here for this kind of thing here. And it's a great day out for it. What do you think here, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's great. The weather's great. Looks like the kids are having a good time.
Good weather always does help, you know. I think it's winding down now. I think everyone's getting ready to go to the main big race here of the day here, which will be going on about 10:30 now. I think we're going to be heading over there ourselves momentarily. And Bob wraps it up on the spot here. Get ready for the big race here. We thank you. Well, we're on the site here for our marathon here. That's on the way to Boston. And it's a real nice day. As you can see, it's a very big turnout. The runners ought to be coming anytime now momentarily. Time right now is about 20 or 12. And we just got our cameras and everything set up here. Basically, what we're doing now is just wait for all the runners to come through on this on-site of Quincy's Perspectives. Just had a couple of interviews with the vendors here. All's going for charities. Basically, right now, no runners in sight yet. But I think I see a police car that's just coming up now, coming up towards this direction. Do you see anything here, Mike?
Not yet. It looks like there's some people down there. Like you said, the police car coming this way.
Yeah, I think the police now are just about getting ready to start putting this whole thing together. Security guards are in place. You know, the audiences and everything are just getting settled in.